Okay, welcome to the Basketball Diary. I'm Woo. I'm with Justin, Wright-Foreman from Hofstra. Let me give you a little bit of his bio, right? 21 years old, 24.8 as of today. Number 7 in the nation in scoring. Right, don't make me look bad, because then you don't drop to below 10.
Nah.
Went to school in Queens, right? And Hofstra's 10-3 right now. And went from 1.6 freshman year to 24.8 this year. What's up, man?
Nothing, just trying to get better. That's it, really.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm good. Had trouble finding here, man. Just going through all these doors. Like, God, it was like, there was people trying to go through, like, wrestling rooms and everything here.
You must have came through the back.
I saw the swimming pool.
Oh,
I was in the swimming pool.
I
I was in the swimming pool, the guy was like, yo, go through here. And the door is locked. I went up to the wrestling room, and the door was propped open because the wrestling coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other doors were, like, closed off to the gym that we just saw each other at. So, final year, man.
Right.
Clock is ticking.
Ticking. 20 games left, man. It's crazy.
It's almost over.
Time flies.
Hey, did you know, you're recruiting. You went to high school construction. Shout out to Corey.
Shout out to Corey, man. It's my guy.
Did you? What were some of the schools that came after you?
Most of the schools came from AAU. When I was in Las Vegas, before that I had St. Francis of Brooklyn, St. Peter's, Manhattan. Manhattan was in my last 6. I had Iona, Cal State Bakersfield, High Point, and I had like an interest from a lot of schools, but none of the schools really like pulled the trigger. Like Temple didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But I'm just extremely blessed to be in the position that I am right now. Hofstra, of course, was like one of my first ones. I think Hofstra was my first one.
So Hofstra was obviously here. If you didn't go to Hofstra, where would you be? What would you think?
I would have probably went to Iona.
Iona. Okay.
But I would probably either Iona or Manhattan. Those are my like last 2 schools that I was really like probably like gonna flip a coin on between the 2, or like I'd do something. I had to pick something. They were the ones that were recruiting me the hardest. Mainly Tim Clues. Me and him were very close during our recruitment. I was talking to him all the time. It wasn't just him reaching out. It was me, because I was very interested. And Steve Masiello.
So
he was ready to recruit me hard. Rasheem Davis at the time was the assistant coach. He was the one recruiting me. So
yeah, I've talked to him. He's at UMass.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I went to see him. So pretty much local schools. I know you weren't like, you didn't have a lot of buzz and everything, and you didn't get a lot of recruitment. So it was, and you went to Christ the Kings too.
Yeah, I went there my first in like half of my sophomore year, and then I played freshman year, and then I made the decision not to play varsity because I didn't think I saw myself having like a enormous amount of playing time because of Raleigh, and they was probably recruiting other kids and had seniors over me, so I was like, I'll just play JV and just get better. Because at that time, I wasn't thinking about like how kids think about now. It's just like they want the gear and stuff like that. Like me, I'm a worker. Like I worked for everything I got. I earned everything I got. Nothing was ever handed to me. And that's one of the most important things I want people to know about me. Like I'm a worker.
Yeah.
Like I don't like stuff being handed to me. I don't like any like special treatment or anything. Like I genuinely like want to work for everything that's going to possibly come to me in the future.
Yeah. So Christ the King, you were like, you don't want to be there after sophomore year.
No. I wanted to be there. But it was just like it looked like my time was coming to an end there.
Oh, because whoever was in front
of me, yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty much it. I just wanted to just build myself into a good player, and especially I was working. Artie Cox was my coach.
Yeah.
So I was with him a lot of the time, and I started playing with Renz with him in 9th grade, and he was my coach. So I was like, you know what? Over that summer, I seen growth in my game, and I seen myself becoming a better person in that element too. So my choice to go play with Artie, it was hard because what kid doesn't want to play varsity basketball?
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know what, I found myself at peace with my decision by playing JV because like I got to learn and really like play with my teammates and learn how to be a point guard, but also a shooting guard because I was also still a scorer at the same time. So that's where I started like learning some of my like skills and finding myself out in the process.
Now, you come to Hofstra, new coach. Sarah left. You weren't there.
I wasn't
Yeah,
there.
and you start off at like pretty much 2 points a game. What made you like what did you do? How did you do it from 2 to almost 25 in the last 4 years? I mean, you jumped to 18 in the second year. Like, what is it that, you know?
I genuinely just like separate myself from everybody. Like, because I remember the first game of the season we played Canisius. Nobody really knows this, but I'll give you a background story. So that game was a major game for me because I'm a local kid. I got everybody coming to the game. I had a lot of tickets that day, and a lot of people came to see me play. So I'm just sitting on the bench, just waiting for my opportunity. And it came. I was in the game. I got a steal, and I think I had an assist that game.
Right.
But I only played like 2 minutes and came out the game. But after that game, I just remember being so upset that I wasn't playing. It was new to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, coming out of high school, I wouldn't say I was a star, but I was one of the better players coming out of high school. And then it was just like I didn't play at all. And it was like, wow. Like, it was a wake-up call. Like, I was shell-shocked. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? And I remember telling my mom, I was like, Mom, like, I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I practice hard, I work hard, I get shots up after practice. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And like I always tell people, my mom has been my biggest supporter for as long as I know, since I was a kid. So she pretty much just helped me stay through the process, and along with Speedy Claxton, he definitely was a major help during my 4 years here. But I just separated myself during the summer, and I considered that summer like my separation period. I worked out the whole summer. I really didn't go out and like enjoy myself, like, because I was always told like the fun can come later.
Yeah.
Like, everybody that you're gonna meet and stuff like that, like meet them, but like know how to separate fun, like fun from like being serious and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I pretty much just worked out and just worked on the things that I couldn't do my freshman year. I'm not gonna say my weaknesses because I'm not weak at anything, but I tried to sharpen some tools and make them my strong points coming to my sophomore year. And then coming to my sophomore year, I wouldn't say like I was getting squeezed a little bit, but I felt like it was my fault because of the little things that I was doing. But then it was just like talking with my mom and my uncle again, and they were telling me like, oh, all right, well, this is what you need to do. And then I did it. I worked out night and day and coming back and shoot at night, and then I just started to see myself like evolve as a player.
What were the little things that you felt like you weren't doing? And
definitely being more vocal. I wasn't very vocal. I was kind of like, I wouldn't say shy, but I was more like one of those guys like I'm gonna be in the right spot, but I'm not gonna say it. But it was weird. But I definitely worked on my defense a lot during the summer. A lot of like conditioning, lateral quickness drills, and like running around the track.
Yeah.
Doing miles like at night. I did that like almost towards the end of the summer when we came back from summer classes and stuff like that. We were doing a lot of conditioning on like outside courts and stuff like that, and pretty much just shooting. That was really it.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it's like, that's when you really pick up basketball.
Yes,
You know?
definitely. And that's when I started watching a lot more basketball on YouTube. Because then I was like, all right, things have to get real for me at this point, because I had to really tell myself, like, what do I really want to do 5 years from now? Where do I see myself 5 years from now? Where do I see myself 10 years from now? And then that's when everything really was like, all right, now this is getting serious now. And then I picked up on it, picked up the concept, and then that's when I started to separate myself.
It takes a lot of work.
It definitely does.
It's not as easy as people think it is, right? You know, when you come out of high school, whether you go to construction or Cardozo or any of those schools in New Jersey, wherever it is,
you know, you could get like 15, 20 points, get recruited, and then you go play college ball. It's like, it's different.
Very different. It's different on the aspect, like if you watch high school basketball now, it's a lot, like for me it's a lot slower, like it's compared to college basketball. College basketball is fast, everybody's athletic, and everybody has something that's just something that stands out within themselves or within their game. It's crazy.
Hey, when you and also on top of that, you got the academic workload. You know, people think like, oh, these guys don't do nothing.
Yeah, that's absolutely a lot. There's nights where I go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning doing 3 papers in a day, and they're all 5 pages each. So it's just like that aspect of things is not true. I'm the definition of a 3.0 student. I do my work, and I play basketball at the same time.
How's the workload next semester?
I have like 3 classes.
That's it now.
Yeah,
You're pretty much done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
You be able to graduate.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, man.
What are you majoring in?
Rhetorical studies, communications. So pretty much like after basketball or during basketball, like I want to do like ESPN work or do like stuff behind the scenes, like interviewing players and like stuff that analysts do.
Yeah.
So that's where my goal is to be after basketball.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a while from now.
Yes, it is.
Maybe over a decade. So we'll see. Did you see yourself like coming out of high school to get to this point, like where you are now statistically? Like, hey, I'm gonna go.
I never saw myself being like this, to be honest. I saw myself as a good player, but to average 24 points a game, you have to be doing something right.
It's pretty insane.
It's insane, but it's just a credit to my work ethic and the people that I hang around, the people who are serious about basketball.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that really brighten my mind on like basketball, and that's why my summer, my sophomore year, or my freshman going to my sophomore year, I was with my uncle the whole summer, and that's all we did was talk about basketball. Because I never really I played basketball, but I didn't watch basketball the way it should be watched.
Right.
So that summer, I really dedicated myself to watching NBA basketball, highlights and stuff like that. One of my main go-tos is definitely Damian Lillard, only because his story is similar to mine. He was at a mid-major school, at Weber State, and that's ironically my favorite point guard in the league. Shout out to Damian Lillard. If you watch this is epic. But no, this is really he's really my favorite player. But it's just the way that he controls the game, the way he picks apart the different schemes that they have in the NBA and stuff like that. So I just try to take stuff from his game, but also play my game as well.
Yeah, I probably understand what you mean by watching. Like when you're younger, you just watch highlights, but now you see the game a little slower. You start watching the replay, you rewind it back, and you see the same move over and over, and it becomes a little slower, and you're like, oh, okay, this guy made the mistake over here. He's not moving over to the side.
Different reads that he makes, or how he reads his defender, when to attack and when to shoot, and he doesn't need a lot of space to shoot. So that's just the general stuff that I tried to work on this summer as well.
Who do you watch any of this with? Obviously, Speedy went to play in the NBA, played for Jay right here. Does he give you some kind of, over the last few years, what kind of things has he told you, like, hey, this is what you need to work on, blah blah, et cetera, et cetera?
He definitely said that I need to work on defense. Obviously, that was very evident from freshman year to now. I've gotten a lot better. He says sometimes I telegraph my moves, and I know the move that I'm doing in my head before I actually do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know what he means by that, but it's kind of weird as well.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff that I really try to work on, just clearing my mind when I play, and not to have a move set in my head that I'm going to do. Like if I come off a ball screen, to split it right away, to see how they play it first. And but that's the stuff that me and him talk about.
So he wants you to be more natural, responsive.
More natural. Yeah.
Now, college game, NBA game, when you're watching now, what is the difference for you?
Just the pace that, definitely in the NBA, the pace that they play
even faster in college.
Yes, it's fast in college, but everybody in the NBA they definitely play they play at their pace. They don't let anybody speed them up. And I guess that's another thing that me and Speedy talk about too. Definitely about the pace that I should play. I should play at a good pace and learn how to control the game properly instead of like going a million miles an hour all the time.
Do you feel like this season you're slowing little things down?
This season the game has slowed down for me in a tremendous way. My playmaking ability has gotten so much better, and I'm starting to read defenders better than I was like last year. I feel like.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of this conference, it's Charleston, Hofstra, maybe Delaware, but right now Charleston, Hofstra,
Northeastern.
Yeah, but Northeastern's got like 7. They don't have 8 wins. Like Delaware's 8.
Yeah.
They were preseason. They were up, but right now, But when you get the conference,
everything
changes.
Yeah, everything changes.
Right now, you and Charleston are 10 wins for Hofstra, 11 wins for Charleston. What's it like playing in this conference?
This conference is tough. Everybody doesn't know. This is a conference that nobody knows about, which is crazy because every team has potentially 2 almost NBA prospects on their team. Charleston has 2, Grant Rilla and Jarrell Brantley. So it's like any given night, you can have a good game. It's either one turnover could change the game, or one basket could change the game. This conference is great, and I love playing in this conference. It's tough.
Do you get people coming hitting you up? The ones that are recruited here, some of the potential targets for Hofstra. Do you get them hitting you up like, hey, what do you think of the school? And what's your opinion of after playing here? Like, is that an easier sell? Is that easier to convince other guys, shooting guards, point guards, backcourt guys to come here?
Definitely. I recently talked to somebody who actually wanted to come to school here. My main thing is that anybody who wants to come here, you're gonna love the style of play. That's what you're gonna fall in love with first.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall in love with the arena. You're gonna fall in love with the environment, the academic side, the campus life. But the style of play that we play here is I think it's like none other. We play run and gun, and coach give us freedom to pretty much. Now I wouldn't say do what we want now, but he gives us the freedom to run and make decisions and play basketball. And then when we need to slow it down, we slow it down. But that's the one thing that really is going to stand out.
And what are they? Are they pitching the next recruits here to be like, hey, you could be like him if you work hard, or what's? What do you think?
I definitely tell people, I'm like, listen, I was helped by the staff to be put in the position I am now because they trust me. They pretty much gave me the keys to pretty much be the leader of this team.
Right.
And if you come in with the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna do what the coach says and I'm gonna listen, your life can change. Yeah. That's what I always tell them because it's just like that's what I did, and it's just like if you could follow that, then you should be good here.
Now, because you didn't get that much hype, that kind of makes you work more. You're like, you're not the hunted, you're the hunter.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of, in terms of that aspect, how does that mentally affect you?
I don't let it bother me.
No. What I'm trying to say is like, there's guys that are like going into college with bigger names, or in high school they have big, right? And you're contemporaries, guys from your class, locally, right? And you didn't get that much. How do you think that has helped you?
I think it helped me in a major way because if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't be in the position I am in today. I'll say that. You
think like if you got too much glow?
Yeah, I think personally, if I did, I wouldn't have worked as hard as I did. Like I'm a hard worker, like I say, but like I don't think. I can't say that though, because I'm a hard worker, and I think that this could have possibly happened, but it's just like I don't think I would have like been. I don't think I would have been as determined as I was because I didn't get the hype out of high school. But I would have still made something of it though.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What do you think of that for today? Like now basketball, in terms of filming, you could turn on a phone, You don't even have to go record. You don't have to go edit. You just hit record, and what do you think that does to like some of the younger kids?
It just, I personally am glad that I didn't have the cameras around. You know, because it was just like, I felt like I didn't need that. Like, I wanted it, but it was cool and all that, you know, have highlights of the video, you dunk on somebody, it's cool, you know, get 1,000 likes on Instagram and stuff like that. But like, at that time, I don't know what I would have did. I don't know what I would have did. I don't know how that would have went. So I'm personally just glad I didn't have it, because I feel like that's what made me work harder. Because I seen like when especially you going away on AAU trips, you see all these high ranked and touted recruits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of them coming out of 8th grade, even 9th grade. I didn't know anybody. No, I grew up playing against DC Universe. What was it? DC Assault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
DC Assault. I grew up playing against them, and all I knew was those players on that team, and I knew that they were like getting recruited highly. So it's just like now I'm starting to find out, like, all right, I know I'm possibly better than them. Like, what am I doing wrong? But then I'm glad I didn't have that, because I got to work even harder and harder and harder to work for everything that I got.
It is very, very hard. I try to tell people, like, you know, making it to the NBA is like,
Yeah.
it's insane. Staying in the NBA,
Yeah.
I mean, that's even harder than making it to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel the same way. Like, a lot of these guys are just getting their head.
It's just, the head is big.
And the problem is how you respond if you don't hit that. You know, your name and your brand, your game and your name don't match.
Yeah.
And then how do you respond when you get to the big stage?
Yeah.
Because now you're like, they're looking at you like, oh, you're under delivering.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas they're like, oh, he's over delivering because we never really heard about him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like there's nothing in the middle. You can't get anything in the middle.
Yeah, because it's just like you constantly have a target on your back. Everybody, like, even as soon as you walk in the gym, everybody's gonna be targeting you. Like, it's all eyes on you. They're like, oh, this guy's walking in the gym, we're about to go watch his game. And then now you have to, like, it's just pressure that you have to be, like, you have to be on top of your game, because it's gonna be a game where somebody goes at you, and it's like, oh, now somebody had 20 points against you, or whatever the case is. Now it's just like what did you do? Like, now people question, like, why are you even up there? Like,
right.
I really just like won my matchup now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure that comes with that with these kids nowadays.
It's kind of like the telephone game. Like, if I tell you something and then you
Word
relay
gets out
it,
and stuff like
but
that.
but it's I told you one story and then it just starts to sprawl out into like a different story by the time it gets back to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I didn't say that. I just said okay. You know, it became like
definitely.
It's crazy. You had some big games, non-conference games. As a sophomore, which you were 19 years old, you had 14 points against UK.
Mm-hmm.
Junior, you had 19 in Dayton, 20 Clemson, 16 Auburn. Your two career highs were when you were 19 and when you were 20. 35 versus William Mary and 39 versus Elon. And this year, 27 Maryland, 27 versus VCU. Playing against those guys, like these non-conference games, playing against these conference high majors, what's that like for you? Like, do you see a difference when you play your conference game? All right, you know the style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's always going to be a little rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
You play twice, then you play these other players and these other big programs. What's that like? Like, is it the same? Do you feel like?
I feel like a game is a game, but it definitely motivates me to just step my level of play up a little more, or a lot more, I should say, because those are the games that people are really like, who is this kid? Like, let me find out like how his game is or what he's about and stuff like that. So I just try to treat every game the same.
Yeah.
And I just try to step my level up and play my game and not try to play out of my element. And so I mean, those are games of big time games. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
VCU is definitely a big time game. Kentucky's definitely a big time game. And those games, I feel like I've gotten better playing in year after year, because as you can see the increase in numbers, because I just got more confident.
Yeah.
And it's just like I told my mom, because my mom asked me a similar question. She was like, how do you feel about, like, she asked me a similar question, like, how do you feel about playing against these schools? I'm like, I feel it's the same thing. Like, they have a name, but it's just like, it's a name.
Yeah.
It's not your actual game. And if you come to produce, you just never know what could happen to you or
Right.
happen for you, I should say.
Yeah. Who was guarding you at Maryland? Cowan or Ayala or the other guard?
I think Cowan.
Okay.
Cowan was guarding.
Yeah.
I had like a mixture of matchups. It was like 3-4 people.
Yeah, they had a couple of young guys coming in.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a 4-year guy. He's pretty good too. Was there any game that you kind of like you feel, that stood out of those, non-conference, high major games? Like you feel like, oh, okay, this is I feel,
Definitely the Kentucky game though. It was definitely the Kentucky game because I remember myself being confident going to that game because we were playing NBA players.
Yeah. Who was there that year?
De'Aaron Fox,
Okay.
Isaiah Briscoe, Malik Monk, Bam, Sasha Kalia Jones.
Wow. And who's guarding? Who were you guarding? And who's guarding you?
I was guarding Briscoe and I guarded Briscoe. I can't remember.
Okay. That was his second year.
That was his
Was this his second year?
That was his second one.
That was okay. That was his
second one.
And that was when he left.
And that's the year he left. Yes.
Yeah, he had to leave.
I caught myself guarding him, and I was like, I didn't feel like, surprisingly, I didn't feel any like pressure or anything because just like during that game, your adrenaline's pumping, and you're just so hyped to play that game. So I guess it was one of those moments for me. It was just like, I know I could play. I know I could play basketball. It was just a matter of me being confident. I feel like that game was like my coming out game. But little do people know that I believe it's that game, but it's also the Stony Brook game we played at home.
During sophomore year?
During my sophomore year, yes. I had 22 points that game. And that was a game where I was like, all right, I definitely am hot right now.
Okay. Bowles was the new coach.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, I think he's just got the job.
Yeah.
Because Pike is in his third year.
Mm-hmm.
You felt that?
Yes.
Yeah. Stony Brook is a pretty good program too.
Stony Brook is a pretty good. It's a good program.
What do you think of their gym? You went to their.
Yes, I played in their gym twice.
The new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good environment. It's a good environment. That's one of my favorite gyms to play in because I guess I always have a good game there. I guess. But I mean, the atmosphere between we have like a little rivalry on Long Island about that game. So it's just always something about that game that just makes me play more because it's just like the rivalry and battle for Long Island. But it's just like. I don't know. It's something about that atmosphere and the fans that just keep me going.
You prefer to play them away?
No, I would definitely prefer them to play in Dick David.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Because some people relish like being the
I like being a road killer, but doing it at home and sealing that victory at home is definitely because that was my sophomore year. We played them at home. It was definitely a good feeling because now we really secure Long Island. Being in Hempstead.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Like, obviously, you want to play professional basketball.
Yeah.
How do you see about going about it? How many years? Yeah, I mean, this is not even. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yes.
Everybody's future is different. But just as a regular predictor, like, obviously you want to play long time. And
I can see myself playing for a long time. I can see myself playing for over 10 years because I take good care of my body. I can take better care of my body. Obviously, that's where the professional level comes in. Out there, make sure that you take good care of your body and stuff like that. So, as long as I just take care of my body, continue eating right, continue to, lift and make sure I'm strong and stuff like that. So that's pretty much. I can see myself playing for a long time.
In terms of maintaining your body, what are you doing that is taking care of it?
I pretty much just a lot of stretching,
Okay.
lifting weights and stuff like that, just maintaining my strength. I cut out fried foods from my diet.
When?
Like a lot during the start of the season.
Okay.
So like from when we first got on campus, I didn't touch fried foods for like 3 months.
Wow. What have you been eating?
I've been eating like grilled chicken and stuff. But I mean, like I have fried chicken here and there.
Yeah.
Not fried chicken, but like let's say we go to Chick-fil-A. Like that. Like I'll eat it once in a while. Like I don't eat it like very avidly anymore.
Okay.
Cheeseburgers and stuff like that. I don't eat like that anymore. I'll have one, but then it's just like, all right, I gotta eat like something else. Like, but my main go-to's been like grilled chicken, mashed potatoes, a vegetable, pasta.
Yeah.
Pasta's my favorite food, so I'm definitely eating pasta. A lot more fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
So I've
you
been
feel
doing
a
lot.
difference, like when you go to practice and playing games?
I
Will you
definitely
need
feel
that?
a major difference in my body because I feel like I don't get tired as fast. I feel like I'm in I feel like I'm in way more shape than I was last year.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm in the best shape I could possibly, well, not possibly be. I could be in better shape, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a pretty good shape right now to like be able to play 40 minutes and then have practice and go on games and stuff like that. So
In terms of drink, no more soda or is
no
that-
soda.
No soda
No
since
soda.
when?
Kind of a more recent thing because the only soda that I would like really drink was like Sprite.
Okay.
So I really don't consider Sprite a soda. Even
What? Sprite is a soda,
Nah,
man.
Sprite is definitely a soda, but I don't know. I like flat soda, so like when I get the bottle,
You
I
open
shake
it up?
I open it and shake or I close it and like just shake it and then like I'll drink it flat.
Okay, so you wanted all the air, all the carbon to leave.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah, but Sprite is a soda.
Sprite is definitely a soda, but
That's a lot of sugar there, man.
I don't consider this in my head. People to say it don't make any sense, but I think it doesn't make sense as well. But
Yeah.
like in my that's like the only soda that I would probably drink is I don't drink in like Pepsi, Coke. I only drink Sprite, and then I'll drink like juice, but I'll drink more water.
Okay. Yeah, hydration is huge, man. Huge. I mean, how long is your stretching routine?
Consists of like an hour because my hips were pretty much like my concern coming out of high school because like they were always tight, but I was also an explosive athlete. So if you maintain like your hips and your core and make sure like your hamstrings and calves are stretched, and especially what I learned in college is rolling out the bottom of your foot because all your problems really start from down and up.
Yeah, yeah. So you were rolling your ankle a bit?
Yeah, 'cause I rolled my ankle. But when I was coming out of high school, I had wrist injuries. I messed my wrist up, and then also in high school I strained my hip, and I wasn't able to like do anything basketball related for like 3 days. But all that time I just stretched because I was supposed to be out way longer than that, and then all I did was stretch and. I was being stretched and doing like stem and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was the first time I was introduced to stem, and then my hips started to like open up more, and then that's when I was like started really taking care of my body more.
I've never heard of stem. What is that?
I don't know.
I'll look at it up.
Yeah.
You know. But so that's when you started to really stretch.
That's when I really started to take my time out and like really take care of my body and like know like how to take care of my body. Because it's like before, you just go out and you just play basketball. But it's a lot more than that, especially like at this level of basketball, like Division I and then the pros.
Yeah.
You have to make sure like you're flexible and stuff like that because it prevents injury.
I feel like college basketball is a little bit different because it's built on skills. So
Mhm.
they really don't. I mean, the practice I've seen usually they really don't like emphasize just kind of a 2-hour drill, based on NCAA rules. And prior to that, the stretching and everything is just very, very minimal. Whereas like if you go on a track and field team, it's all the way down. It's like broken down into science. Like they're like really doing everything to get things up.
That's why I'm glad that I'm at this school as well, because our strength trainer does a great job with us. He makes sure we do prehabs, like stuff that they do in like rehab to strengthen like ACLs and shoulders and stuff. We do all of that, and we stretch in the weight room. We roll with barbells and stuff like that, and to get all the kinks and stuff out of that. We do yoga.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How long you been doing yoga? When did you start?
I started doing yoga my freshman year when I first got here. That's when I was really first. I knew what yoga was, and like I would see it on TV like in high school and stuff like that. But I would never like how like you do stretches and you know it's like related to yoga, but then it's like you don't realize you're doing yoga. That was like one of those. But when I really got here, I really started to like understand like the concept of
I did yoga. I started yoga 15. But I was running like about 40 miles a week in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would do yoga for class and then still stretch before running, stretch after, stretch when I get home, because the amount of wear and tear. Obviously, I'm not built like you, but the amount of wear and tear is like, it's huge. And having that, and I still do it today, like.
You definitely see a difference in your body, because it's not only is it gets you to clear your mind and stuff like that, it also strengthens like parts of your body that you don't even know that you would use.
Right.
So that's why I'm like extremely grateful for like, especially coming to the school, but being around our strength coach. And, I'm extremely grateful for yoga because it definitely kept me durable for my 4 years here.
The team build makeup for this year, what do you think is going to be? Like, you guys got a pretty good team. You got Jaquil transferring in from Purdue. You got Deshore. I mean, tell me some of the pieces that you have.
Elijah Pemberton is also an explosive scorer. People tend to sleep on him a little bit and think it's just me and think it's like a Batman and Robin thing. No, we're our own like superheroes at itself. Like,
Yeah.
he's a very explosive athlete. He's shooting. I think he's shooting over 40% from three. And he's been an extreme help to me because especially like on the court, him and DeJour have been like my people on my shoulders that talk to me. Because especially like if they see me down or whatever the case is, they're always coming to me. They're always the first one to say something. Along with the coaches, but on the court, we have our own court coach in DeJour, always in my ear, and that's been my best friend since my freshman year. We were roommates together. We pretty much did everything together. So we were pretty much together around all the time. So, I couldn't be more thankful for him, especially when he went out his sophomore year with his ACL. He really helped me slow the game down for myself from his point guard perspective and from his view. And he told me the things that I was doing wrong. We have Tariq Coburn,
who transferred
from St. Bonaventure. He's been outstanding. He's been outstanding so far this season. And for many more games to come, he's going to be like that. Mainly with him was just to bring his confidence back up, because I'm not gonna lie, he didn't have it in the beginning, and confidence is a major key thing when you play basketball. Jaquil's been our inside presence. Danny Dwyer, he's been really good for us. Just rebounding, the energy he brings, block shots, rebounds, and just key plays he makes, making a layup, stuff like that. So he's been really key for us. Our whole team our team dynamic has been great because we're always together.
What's it in terms of chemistry last year versus this year? Any difference?
There's a major difference because last year we weren't always together. We were a team. We would do things together and stuff like that. But this year we're always around each other. It's not a moment. It's out of practice. In practice we're together. Out of practice everybody's around.
Yeah, that's definitely where you start gelling and everybody's on the same page.
That's definitely has to be one of the reasons why we started playing well at the time, because we're on a 7-game winning streak, and it's definitely a credit to our chemistry that we have both on and off the court.
Yeah, if you don't have that, it just somewhere along the line of the season, whether it's basketball, football, whatever sports it is, it just starts. The talent's good; it'll carry you a few games, but then afterwards, it's just the wheels start falling off because. People start going, trying to save the team and going on their off play, off script from design of the team. So your 3-pointers, your 3-point field goal percentages went up from freshman year 235 to 379. Did you just practice a lot of shots?
I definitely it was definitely during my sophomore year, because after that year I definitely was I needed to make a change. And I had to change my jump shot because I had a little pause in it. Yeah. So that summer, me and my uncle really dedicated from having my shot go from here and then release to more of a smooth jump shot. Right. Getting rid of that was the most important thing. As soon as I got rid of that, I seen the immediate improvement. And definitely that summer I was working on sets that we run and different shots, sliding to the corner and doing field shots and taking pull-ups was the main thing that I mainly worked on from freshman year till now. I still work on pull-ups to this day because I feel like the mid-range jump shot is lost.
It is a loss.
Because I actually project in class about it because the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets are one of the 3-point shooting teams in the league. But it's just when you look at basketball, there's more 3-point shots being taken rather than mid-range jump shots. And I feel like I got that from DeMar DeRozan because I see that when I watch his highlights as well, I see that most of his shots are mainly in the mid-range area and getting to the basket. So that's where I kind of got that from.
Yeah. Now, it's always good to have somewhere near 400, for a 3-point field goal. Do you practice a little more on the NBA range too? now that you're stronger and older?
Yeah, because teams are going to start closing out to me towards the 3-point line. So
Yeah.
that was one of my main concerns, especially, entering the draft my junior year. So that was definitely one of my main concerns, is just like trying to extend my range.
I forgot about that. You put your name for consideration. What was that like? What was the whole? You went through a little bit of a process, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What was the feedback? How did you do it? What does it entail for you, right? And then
it definitely entails a future. Like, I can see myself playing in the NBA, and people are kind of taking an eye on me and looking at me and stuff like that. So the process as well. I didn't really work out with anybody.
yeah,
But it definitely kind of again humbled me.
they wrote back to you, or is that what it is, or
No,
like?
I didn't get any like real feedback from them until I went to Chris Paul camp. That's when I really was like, I started to like see like I wouldn't say headlines, but I read like somebody read an article and sent it to me, because I don't really check the internet. I don't really like check on myself. Like, I don't like talking about myself.
Yeah.
I'm not like outside of basketball. I'm a very shy person, and like I don't like really like looking up myself per se.
Yeah.
But like I'll get like a iMessage come in, and it was like something from ESPN, and it said something about me having like a good body, and defense got better and shooting and stuff. Like, so that's mainly the things that I was like working on. So just to see people like writing about that, it was very like, it was very good to see, because those are the stuff that I worked hard on.
Yeah.
And to like, do so.
So, and a lot of the guys who do the writing, they don't do enough homework. I mean, it's hard to do recruiting regardless. They just follow one name and then everybody just goes there. But then in the other gym, there's other guys that are going to blossom a little later than the other guy. Chris Paul camp, what did you think?
It was a great experience. You playing against other top guards in the country. I met one of my closest friends there, Quentin Gooding. He goes to Xavier.
Yeah.
So, we played against. We played against Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got to play against those guys this year. Well, not against Gooden, but I got to play against
One of the guys on Marshall.
One of the guys on Marshall.
That was in the camp.
That was in the camp, yes.
Okay.
So I got to play against him, and it was just like, wow, like we're really here playing against each other right now. But like that camp was a good experience, because I got to see what
Like where you stack,
where I stand against the like players in the guards in the nation. So it was good to go against them, because it definitely like made me go at them harder.
Yeah.
And because it's just like they had a name, and it was like people were not finding out about them, but nobody really knew who Justin Wright-Foreman was.
Yeah. Now, the next level, obviously you go back into restacking the deck. It's a different fish bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you will know that
Mm-hmm.
very
Sure,
soon.
sure
You know
will.
what I'm saying? Like high school, it has its rules of engagement, and the game within the game and the game outside, and then college, different game from the high school game. And then when you go pro, a different game, right?
Very different game.
Right? It's nothing that you did in college. I mean, some things you
Yes.
did in college
Yes.
applied, but pretty much you get restacked again into, the hierarchy.
You gotta work your way up again.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it. But like I said before, I'm a hard worker. So whatever I have to do to even be able to just make the roster, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's just extra hours in the gym, whether it, get his shots up, and being coachable, like I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That's been my trademark. That's what I want people to know me for. Somebody who's willing to listen, somebody who's willing to work hard, and and just give it their all at any moment they have.
Yeah, it's crazy. Guys fall off like flies. Like they get a contract and then they're just out of the league because it's like can't handle it, or they just don't work hard enough. I hear about guys in one of the teams with the Big East. He was transferred from a different school, high major too. He's in the Big East, and he was like, and I asked one of the guys who work with the team, and they were like, no, he doesn't practice shooting. I was like, what? He don't practice? I was like, okay, yeah, man. It's very, very different. You're Puerto Rican.
Yes, I am.
But people don't know that.
Nope.
So that's the same thing with Justin. So Justin went to Yale, and I bumped into a guy, in one of these lounges, and it was a coach, right?
Mhm.
Coach at Maine, I think, was assistant coach. Turned out to be assistant for Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told him to look up Justin. They spoke about it, and then Justin eventually didn't realize that he was
Mhm.
eligible, and then he applied and got his Great Britain
Mm-hmm.
thing. You know who was his roommate? You wouldn't believe it. Sasha Khalil Jones.
Really?
He's got a Great
Wow.
Britain passport.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know. Now, who's Puerto Rican? Your
My mom.
Your mom. And she doesn't speak.
No, not a lick. I think she knows, but she won't speak it.
Does
'cause
her
that's not how
parents
they grew
speak?
up. Yes, I think her mom is Puerto Rican. It's her mom.
Okay.
Yeah, she's black and Puerto Rican.
She's black and Puerto Rican.
Yes.
Okay. And dad is
And dad is
black.
black.
Okay. And you speak
I speak a little.
a little bit. Un poquito. Cuando necesito. There you go, right? You know? And you never gotten, like, people don't know about you, you never played for any of these junior Puerto Rico national, none of these tribes. That's the thing. Like, if you don't say it, you
Yeah.
won't know it.
Yeah.
You know? I was just with Jermaine Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he's Puerto Rican too?
No, I didn't.
I didn't know.
No.
He just told me out of the blue. I'm like, why didn't you tell? You gotta, if you don't tell, see the thing is, like, a lot of people try to go for USA basketball, right?
Mhm.
But you have another alternative
Yeah.
route on on an international landscape. You gotta go for that route because that will actually highlight you more because you'll still be on the same platform,
Mm-hmm.
but it'll be a little different. So he told me that too. I was like, and I asked him, I was like, did you know Justin is Puerto Rican too? He goes, no.
Yeah, I didn't know he wasn't either. I just recently found out though. Like I just recently found out like 2 years ago. I guess that's kind of recent. But I was just having a conversation with my dad, and my dad was like, "You know, your mom is Spanish, right?" I was like, "Wait, hold on," because the whole time I'm thinking, because my dad is Black and Native American. My grandma is Cherokee. My grandma is Cherokee, and that's her son. So I guess that kind of makes me Native American as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of shocking to find out all that out in one moment, because I was asking my dad, because I had a project to do for my class, and I was like, "Dad, what is my ethnicity?" And then later I found out that my mom is Puerto Rican. He told me, and then
What year was this? This is during Hofstra?
this was during, no, matter of fact, I was coming into college. I was coming into college before my dad moved to move to Florida.
Okay.
And we were having a conversation, just casual conversation, and then I was very curious to ask, and I asked, and that's when he told me everything. And I was like, whoa, like, for real? And that's when I started to find stuff
And
out like
you
that.
never knew that?
I never knew that at all. I knew I was Native American because my grandma used to tell me, things, but then it was just like the whole like Puerto Rican aspect of things I didn't know.
Wow. So you're, yeah. So I was telling you, John Holland.
John
He's
Holland.
He's
Yes.
Puerto Rican and black.
Yep.
His mom is Afro-Puerto Rican, and dad is a former Iona player. And he played for Puerto Rico, naturally. So you got to get on these international, platforms, you know, because that gives you a little more of an exposure thing. But that probably gonna happen a little later now that you're going after this season, because you're gonna play ball for college, and then after the season you're gonna pursue the pro career NBA, I hope you make it, and see what Vegas is all about. It's different, man. It is so different. Everybody's like, you don't. It's like nobody cares.
Mhm.
Like Raleigh, nobody cares.
Yeah.
He's just another man.
Yeah.
And I try to tell people, like, if you couldn't make it into the NBA last year,
Mhm.
which is what happened with him, right? Because he's in the G League. And I try to explain, how hard is it for you to make it this year? Because it's going to be harder, because there's always new batch of rosters, new players, and everything. I think, I definitely think you'll be over there and you'll be playing. Where, who, how many minutes? I don't know. That's up to you. Each club is a little different. Andre Barrett was telling me about that. He went to one of the practices. He was like, God damn, this is like a goddamn playoff practice. And then the other team, one of the other teams was like, we got 3 plays. That's all we doing, 3 plays.
That's crazy.
And that is it.
Yeah.
You don't need to memorize anything else. We're running 3 plays. And turns out the team with the 3 plays was in the semifinals, finals for Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
So that just shows you like, but Summer League is just mostly for evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else I missed out on? Anything?
No, you pretty much just hit everything on the head.
You got practice in a few minutes. I don't want to hold you up. And I didn't know you were 21. I thought you were 22.
I'm young.
You're 21. You just turned 21.
Yes, I did.
You're 21. 1, 2. You're like 21 years old in 2 months.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Which is great. That's a huge upside.
People think I'm older because I guess I grew out my facial hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nah, but my birthday's actually late. So it's the 27th of October.
It's crazy how many people are reclassing going, reclass. I don't understand. If you're going to reclass, just go to post-grad.
Yes. But that's one thing I didn't do because I felt like I could play college basketball, so I didn't do any like reclassing or anything.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I could come in and I could play and I could learn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that whole reclassing thing, I didn't want to do that because it's like another year of high school. There's nothing against it. Like getting better is getting better, however you do it. But
but the funny part is like if you're gonna reclass, you might as well just do a post grad because your post grad. And let's say you become good, right?
Yeah.
You could just skip out and just go straight to the apply for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do a reclass,
You go back and then
you're still not eligible.
Yeah.
Like a Cole Anthony, he reclassed down, but you could see evidently right now he could be playing in college right now at this moment. So it is very interesting, and I still think the post grad has a better opportunity. In terms of just when you reclass, you could get the All American.
Because you can get the evaluations and stuff like that. Because then you possibly could be he goes to Jalen LeCue. Boom.
Oh yeah. He reclassed, right?
I don't know.
Oh no, he went.
think
He went post grad.
He went post grad
because he's
Yes.
young. He's
Yes.
young. Yeah. He was playing out over here
Yeah.
a few days ago at Queens.
I played with him in Pro City.
Yeah, how was that? Yeah, with the was it X-Men or TNP?
TNP. Yeah.
Dog was the coach, right?
That's my guy.
It's like, don't call me my government name. It's Dog. It's Dog, man.
Yeah. Nah, but definitely playing. That's another thing too. That's when I really started to see my game grow because my sophomore year going into my junior year is when I started like playing that because before I didn't know anything about like that stuff. Like playing in like Pro City like really helped me understand the pro game because especially like you're playing and you have to like it spaces the floor is
Wide
open. So it's just like now you have certain moves and now you see where the help is.
We just got cut off real quick, but yeah, Pro City, that whole style. Like if you can't, Pro City is like way below like summer league level. But if you can't, when guys can't play that, you got to play that because that's just wide open. You're like, it's ISOs, pick and rolls, and everything.
And you have to take pride in your defense when you play there as well because as soon as you get by your man, you don't know where the help is coming from. It's gonna be wide open, easy layups, dunks.
Yeah, I love Pro City. Pro City is very, very fun, and I think it's great for guys like in between, like if you're really good in college, high school, and then you are playing in college, and you get an idea of that while you're in college. It's such a different style from college basketball itself because college basketball is like a little more tight,
More compact.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, the 3-point line just kind of pretty much changes it. So we're done pretty much. You got practice, and you got the rest of the season. About 20 games left, right? Conference games. Try to get to the NCAA.
Yep.
That's because this is a one-bid league, right?
Yep.
There was no. Is it a play? Was it a play-in last year?
No.
No, it was just automatic, right?
Yeah. As soon as you win the championship game, you go to the tournament.
Everybody else.
Everybody else is just at home pretty much, unless you decide to do like the CIT,
CIT.
NIT.
Yeah. Did you guys do CIT right?
My freshman year, we did the NIT.
Okay.
We played George Washington and golf.
Yeah. That is still tough as well.
Yeah, still tough.
Yeah. Justin, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
Justin Wright-Foreman, my man. I'll put up your stuff on the link here below or whatever. And yeah, that's it.
Shout out to Basketball Diaries, my guy Wu. Thank you for having me, everybody.
Hey man, happy holidays.
Happy
Happy New Year, man.